like a girl who wouldn't pay rent. Finally, he left, and I ran down the stairs. Everyone still wore leather, even though it was 100 degrees, squinting as they emerged from steamy buildings with bulldogs. Cars cruised, windows open, bass thumping. Girls walked to summer school pushing strollers. Boys strutted down the sidewalk, earphones around necks, diamonds in both ears. A hydrant exploded, crystal in the haze. Air conditioners leaked down from windows. Plastic bags floated across empty basketball courts. A fat white kid, shirt hung around neck like scarf, walked in the middle of the street with an ice cream melting off the cone faster than he could lick it. "Lee." Anthony was sitting at an outdoor table. We fought in low, restrained voices. Then he offered me 2 weeks to pay up. Otherwise, he warned, eviction.
"I'll do it legal, Lee, but I'll put your stuff on the street. You know I will."
"You're some friend," I said. He laughed, looked at the sky, shaking his head.
"I'm not your friend."
Old Polish ladies sat on stoops and appraised me. I straightened my shoulders, sauntered past them without smiling. I was at least $55K in the hole, spread around on credit cards, personal loans, i.e. friends who wouldn't return my calls anymore, back taxes, medical, and utility bills. I was a wild card at spending money. I shopped like a Dadaist. When Belinda found out she had herpes, I sent 8 dozen white roses to her apartment. Sometimes if I felt low, I copied Warhol and bought myself a birthday cake. One Saturday night, Sherry and I rented a white limousine to drive us through the city, over bridges, through tunnels, and eventually to a McDonald's drive-thru in Brooklyn. A couple years ago, Belinda and I met for lunch, which turned into afternoon martinis. It accelerated, and then we were in the back of a town car choosing pills from the bento box of drugs in the console. Next, I remember snow and making some sort of scene at Bergdorf's. I'd woken up the following morning with that feeling I wasn't alone. Like when you open your eyes and without turning around, without hearing breathing, without feeling warmth, you know there's a man in your bed. Dragged myself from the sheets and tripped into the kitchen. On the floor, a half-eaten piece of Wonder Bread and a hot pink cocktail umbrella. And there it was lying across the table. A white knee-length fur, square black buttons with the Fendi logo, gold and black F's on the silk lining. "Pleased to meet you," I thought. Belinda used to be my partner in crime, my fellow outsider. I'd known the girl since she was a 90-pound catalog model cracked out as System, her Australian accent rugged, her language X-rated. We used to sunbathe topless on her East Village roof, wearing white jeans and rainbow-mirrored sunglasses we'd bought on the street. After long nights, we parted ways at 8 a.m, stepping gingerly through ice and stilettos, lipstick smeared from making out with strangers in the red-lighted downstairs of clubs. We used to stumble down Avenue A, sipping tall boys in paper bags with no destination. I picked her up from the hospital after she fainted at a rave. She picked me up after a girl clubbed my head with a cell phone on the F train. She could have had anyone back then. Monstrous cheekbones, blonde bob, wicked eyes, the whites as hard as china, lashes curled back to the lid. A wide frame she used to starve to stay in business. Legs that lasted for miles. Her voice was so raspy, she'd ask for butter to be passed and men would feel she'd promised them something. She made both good and very bad choices. She'd call me from anonymous apartments. The guy's pimpled back, the dusty mirror, and no condom wrapper in sight. Eventually, I did notice a shadow, a dark thing that was chased around her face, like a black moth behind a curtain trying to find the way out. 1.5 years ago, she got pregnant. She freaked out, decided on abortion, but all she could do was cry in her bedroom. Matt coaxed her from the edge the way a parent beckons a toddler off thin ice in the middle of the lake. You can't go get him. You cannot frighten him. And the only way you'll save his life is to act contrary to how you feel. Brunch shift. The Tribeca restaurant I'd managed for years, a chic, converted diner, slanted like the original establishment. Mirrors framed in mother-of-pearl chips covered the walls. The mosaic floor was primitive, its pieces beige, white, turquoise. The stools, whose gold sparkles reminded me of banana seats on bicycles, were pulled to a white formica counter decorated with gold spirals and stars. We'd been written up again in Time Out, so all of Uptown was down.